Bum, you got a beer?
Better. Whiskey.
Whiskey? What do you have, Fitzu?
Water.
Water.
Cool. Well, Top Hat says he can hear everybody now, so I think we're good to go.
Excellent.
Cool. Mystical, you're the host, so I'll let you do the thing while I close the door and just let my girlfriend know we're going. Sorry to put you on the spot.
So did you guys already introduce yourselves? Mike Wanking?
No.
For those who don't know, I'm Mystical Bum, part of Zen Ducks.
Alright. I am Fitzu. I'm a Zen Misfit. Long-time Destiny player, short-time podcaster.
Yeah, same here. What's up here?
What I missed?
You missed us saying that we're both long-time Destiny players, short-time podcasters.
Oh, cool. Yeah, me too.
So.
Have you guys given your introductions on yourself?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mainly that's pretty much what was said.
Cool. Brief one for me. I'm Tommy, or Crippled Inferno is my PSN. I can walk around, as you can see, but definitely had my fair share of injuries as a kid. Got a nickname from a bunch of jerk friends, and it stuck. Started Destiny in the beta. Jumped around, started my own clan. Really great guys, just stopped playing as people do, and looked for some more people to play with. That's how I found the Zen Misfits. They were on Guardian Radio. We can put the link to their podcast in show notes somewhere. They're really good. They've got great people, and it kind of inspired me to maybe do a clan cast, something a little bit smaller, not really reaching out all over the place, but something that just seemed like a good thing to do fun giveaways, and really kind of keep everyone together during content drops and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
yeah, my story is similar. You know, I started playing on PlayStation. I didn't have a whole lot of friends on PlayStation, coming from Xbox, and looking for a group. I found the Zen Misfits on Reddit right before Taken King, and been with them ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, same here. Been on there day one. I did have a group of friends that came with me though when we started out and whatnot. Did everything, but after about Frodo. When Frodo came by, kind of just dwindled, lost them. Found Zen Misfits, and here I am.
Sweet. So, as per usual, if you can even call it that, we've been doing this once. I think we should start out with, what's the most fun that you've had in Destiny since the last time we talked with one another on the podcast? I already know what Mystical's going to say.
Oh, okay. So then go ahead, Mystical.
You know what? What am I going to say?
What are you going to say?
Let's say the private matches, man.
Really? Oh, man. I was wrong.
You were wrong. What do you think I was going to say?
For honor, for sure.
Well, you said the most fun on Destiny. Keyword.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So private matches, what in particular?
Just practicing with you guys. It's always a good time. That's the daddy rights so far. Those are great.
Oh yeah, the daddy rights. What are daddy rights?
I haven't done that yet.
For those of you who didn't know daddy rights, some of the clan members will go 1v1 each other. And the stakes are daddy rights. Loser gets to call the other guy daddy for, what, a week, is it?
Gets to?
Has to.
Yeah, that's funny. So, Ducker's been calling Kimbo daddy for about a week and has to do it until March. And did I miss anyone else?
Actually, me and Uncle, he 1v1 me on For Honor yesterday, and I lost. So I gotta call him daddy for the rest of the week.
You lost to Uncle?
You lost to Uncle G.
Yep. I gotta congratulate the guy. That's shocking.
Like 3-1. or 4-1 actually.
So tell us how he cheated.
He didn't. I should have streamed it.
Oh no, you shouldn't.
Sticky grenades every single time.
The what?
Did he get you sticky grenades every single time?
Oh no, this was on For Honor.
Oh, okay, so that's a different.
But still, Daddy Rights did carry over. First day, he was like, "Oh, what if you want me Daddy Rights?" So I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I got this." Got my ass handed to me.
Nice.
Nice.
So private matches. What about you, Fitz? What's the most fun you've had in
so
Destiny?
Mine is kind of similar but completely different. And it actually just happened an hour ago. I've had a lot of fun in the past week or two. But today I was playing some skirmish, and one member of the clan and I were running together, and we matched up against 3 other Zen clan members.
Nice. Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah, it just randomly happened in skirmish, and I was myself and a clan member of Blueberry versus 3 clanmates, and it was hilarious. We wound up joining each other in a party. We played 2 or 3 matches in a row. So it was kind of like private matches, but it was actually in the official skirmish hopper. So it was pretty amusing to us. And I hopped in using the test auto from the gunsmith, and as soon as I saw Limbo Akimbo, I'm like, nope, going to my palindrome.
Oh yeah, you got to sweat against that kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's nice. And I think when I jumped in, there was a Blueberry on each of your teams.
Yeah.
So they probably had no idea.
Yep, exactly right. Well, that's because Akimbo wound up being forced out because one of his kids ejected the game disc mid-match. So he got forced out.
I tuned in just as that happened. That was great.
Yep.
That's why you get digital downloads.
Yeah, no kidding. Same. That's what I got. But it's completely unexpected and very fun. I mean, you might speak to the diminishing player base, but either way, it was fun.
Do you have any idea who were the hosts of the 2 teams and if they're geographically close to one another?
I don't think any of the people involved were close to each other.
Yeah, so nobody's playing Destiny, I guess.
Shotgun and Akimbo were on one group, and they're on the West Coast.
Shotgun's in Texas, and
Texas,
Kimbo's in
Texas.
Seattle.
And JJ was with them. JJ's in Georgia.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm in Detroit.
I figure it would happen if Ducker and JJ were together because they live really close and they're related.
Yeah, I was with Rob. I don't know where he's from.
That could be the missing piece of the puzzle, but that's still awesome. I think the only thing that's ever happened like that, I picked up a trials partner on LFG, and we ended up matching people in his clan in trials.
Oh, wow.
And that was fun, but I was the Blueberry in that scenario. It was a full team of guys from his clan and then him and then 2 other randoms. But it was still kind of fun. Like, he was throwing some serious shade, dabbing on everybody, and I was like, do we get in this? We don't really know him like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think the most fun I had in Destiny since the last podcast was also probably the private matches. But in a weird way, like, there was this night where everybody got really mad at each other. Like, things were crazy. People were cheating and being jerks, and people took it the wrong way.
It's a lot of salt spread.
But what happened was my boy Ducker 08, best guy in the world. We decided, like, hey, we need to step away from this and just go have some fun on our own. So what we did was we loaded up. Someone tried to join in and play, and just kicked him out, made it invite only, and Ducker and I went into Bannerfall, and we just hung out on the same team. We couldn't shoot each other. Same team.
Yeah.
Went down by the bottom tree outside. We just kind of snuck up and, like, chased some birds, and then we went up into the little room on the side spawn. There's, like, a bottle of wine on the ground, so we just sat in the chairs and just, like, talked, and
Nice.
at the end, like, got some loot, and had 5 minutes of just, like, no Destiny. Let's just, like, laugh and, like, look at the game. And there's a little hunter helmet in there, and we just, like, started shooting it and, like, trying to punch it and get it as far away from where it originally was as possible. It's just like, wow, I bet no one's ever tried to get this hunter helmet from inside this room to outside by the tree. And it's just...
That's very romantic.
Yeah. It was good. It's exactly what we needed. Everyone just needed to cool their jets, like we're playing a little too hard, and then just kind of enjoy the art piece that is Destiny, and it was pretty good.
Nice.
So I think that's it. Want to talk about the least fun we've had in Destiny, Fitzu? I think you and I might be the same thing.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I don't know if we're the same thing or not.
Okay.
I can say that I did some trials today. I had some luck and some not luck. But there's this feeling that comes in that gap between when they've released the patch notes and before the patch actually happens. And literally every single time you fail or die or something goes wrong, and it involves one of the things you know is getting adjusted by that patch, there's this dismal feeling like you got cheated. Even though it's been the meta for 8 months, you still feel like you got cheated, and it's really kind of frustrating. So that's the least fun I've had in Destiny, is playing against all the things that aren't going to be the same next week.
Fair. What about you, Bum?
Got to say, I've been having a lot of fun on Destiny. My least fun. God, I've been trying to get that Luna with rangefinder and rifled, and it's just not happening. It is just not happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where are you going to get it?
Lost track.
Are you just doing the classic?
I've gone classic, Rumble. That's where I go the most. If you guys are on, usually if anybody runs with me, we'll go skirmish and whatnot. Haven't really run 6s for it, but still. Can't even get one to drop for me.
Jeez.
Why do you want the AS Luna with that? I mean, isn't that almost the same as the Palindrome vendor roll?
I like the AS Luna.
He likes it. Don't ask any questions.
I like how it looks. It feels good. I have one that doesn't have rifled. It just has reinforced. Doesn't even have sure shot or anything like that, but it just feels good.
Yeah.
So I want to get one with the God roll stats and just roll with that.
Alright.
Do any of you know if you can still get a Lord High Fixer?
Yes. I have a very nice Lord High Fixer.
That's the gun I've been rolling.
I got recently. It's got rifled, sure shot, and rangefinder.
Yeah, I've got rifled, steady hand, luck in the chamber, and then spray and play, which is a throwaway, but I like how it feels. I've jumped between Palindrome and that, and it's just... I feel like it's as consistent as the Palindrome, and I get the luck in the chamber shot. I don't really get any ghost bullets. Maybe it's the steady hand. Who knows?
I do love luck in the chamber on a hand cannon, man. That's my favorite Palindromes have it.
Yeah.
It is nice. I'm trying to get away from luck in the chamber and hand cannons, though, just because of the sweats rules and whatnot.
That's
true.
true.
To get used to that. Sure. Try not to depend on it, so...
We'll get into that later.
Yep.
We'll talk about it. The least fun I've had was actually this morning. I did some lobbying, found some cool guys that I was going to play trials with. Both really good players. Crushed our way up to 7 wins. I think we lost like 3 rounds combined. And then played like this godly team. I'm not going to say anything bad about them. They were good. Like, this guy was a warlock. His sticks were on point. There was this Titan who was like flying above my head and just taking me out.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. And then they crushed us. It was like 5-1. We won the heavy round because they got a little cocky and we did some good team shooting. And then we're like, okay, 7 wins, like mercy loss, whatever. Let's keep going. Guess what team we played next?
Oh no!
Right?
You played
Same team.
Same team, and then we got 5-0. Like, just so good.
Was it late or early morning, I should say?
It was probably like 11:15 a.m. my time this morning.
Wow.
Okay.
But
late at night here Eastern, I've had that happen to where I faced the same team 2, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, and it was just a bummer. It's like we played them at 7 wins, and lost. So it's like, okay, they have 8 wins, we have 7, whatever. Played them again, lost, and I just see in the bottom corner, like, achieve the ultimate victory, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so yeah, it's like, I'm done. I'm just going to take a little break, get some exercise.
Right.
But yeah, that wasn't fun. But 7 wins. I got 7 wins. There are people that might not ever get 7 wins. Who knows? Shouldn't complain about it. True. But I am.
Yeah.
Well, that could change.
I Matt. I went 8-1 this morning, and it was pretty bitter getting that last loss. You know.
Yeah. I thought that you and I were both going to say that the least fun we had was playing with an LFG pickup, going to 7 wins, and then losing to a team of 350 light people.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. We were rolling too, and then that team just
stopped our mojo.
Hard.
Yep. Well, have you guys done anything fun outside of Destiny?
I didn't know there was anything outside of Destiny.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's you can do things outside of Destiny.
Today I had a lot of fun. My girlfriend and I went out to she's dog sitting for some people, so she's like running in between our house and theirs. And we took these dogs to this awesome dog park that I never knew existed. And I'm a huge dog guy, and the ratio of dogs to people was like 2-to-1, which is perfect for me. So I got to like see a bunch of awesome dogs. There were no fights. Like, I didn't know the dogs we were watching, and I was a little skeptical. Like, one was kind of a little nervous, but I think the first big mistake I'm going to make as a real adult is going out and buying a dog and then like not being ready for it, because I just love those things. Grew up with them, and ever since I've been moved out of my parents in college, and then post-college, like, I've been missing having a little fluffy thing.
You disappeared for a second there, but I think you're back now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
See you here.
But yeah, today was fun. Today was one of the best days I've had in a long, long time outside of Destiny.
That's
so
awesome. That's awesome.
Awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
I discovered I have a sushi place that delivers to my house, and that's created all kinds of havoc for me.
Yeah.
It means I barely need to get dressed, and yeah, it's an issue.
That's nice.
Yep.
What about you, Bum? Is this for honor? Is this where you're going to talk about it? Bum?
He's playing For Honor.
Oh.
You reminded him. He's like, oh shit, I could be playing For Honor right now.
Oh, we can't hear him.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah,
I
we got it.
I accidentally messed this up. I'm bad.
Ooh. Okay, anyway, Mystical, tell us about your fun.
My fun outside of Destiny?
Yeah.
Haven't done much fun. No, haven't done much outside of Destiny, really.
Well, so I keep saying it because I'm secretly like curious. What's this For Honor thing about, and is it something that you think a lot of the clan guys would like?
I mean, if you're competitive, hell yes. It's a very competitive game.
I'm not experienced in competitive like combat games outside of Super Smash Bros. So enlighten me, tell me what it's like.
Same here. Like, you know, I'm not your Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat guy. You know what I mean? That's not for me. But For Honor is like a different kind of fighting game. It's like RPG-ish kind of feel to it.
So it feels like those old Lord of the Rings games.
Kinda.
Did any of you guys play those? It was like a 3-dimensional one. Oh, that was my favorite.
But it kind of plays pretty RPG-ish as far as like you know, it's not hack and slash obviously. It'd be kind of but you gotta think. You gotta outthink your opponents and whatnot. It's a lot of fun.
I played I downloaded the beta and I played it around a little bit. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the appeal. It appears to be a very polished game, but it didn't really tickle my fancy. So I'm sticking with Destiny. Next month I'll be swinging my way into Mass Effect 4.
Oh my god, yes, I can't wait for Andromeda. Oh my god.
So
I've never played a Mass
for
Effect.
the time being, Destiny holds my heart.
Is it a single player sort of adventure?
Yes, I think Mass Effect 3 had multiplayer. I didn't really play it much, but it's one of those games that's worth playing just because of the story. It really sucks you in. If it's one thing BioWare that's really good, it's story writing.
Okay. Cool. Maybe I'll have to pick it up or maybe borrow it from someone who I know is going to get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks like it could be a fun game. I did see Mass Effect Andromeda is going to have cooperative play of some sort in it. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
I was looking at the $100 pre-order on it, and one of the things it said was day one co-op support.
Huh. Cool. All right. Well, I think we should move on because I'm pretty sure one of these topics is going to take a little bit.
Quite likely. Uh-oh, two of us have disappeared.
Oh, I might have messed up. I'm sure you're fine.
Get rid of us.
It's just a little foreshadowing. One of our winners of a giveaway might join us a little bit later to talk about some stuff. So I was messing with some settings to see if we can pull him in later. But anyway, what's next? All right. Gosh, quit going away. All right, the sandbox update. Are we ready to jump into this?
Huge.
It's the big thing, right? Yeah. So I went ahead and pulled up the Reddit thread so we can kind of go by it piece for piece. But I think one way to kind of streamline it would be, what do we think they did right? What do we think they did wrong? And maybe like what missed opportunities? What would we have done differently? Those might be the same things, but let's start with what do you think they did right in this?
Okay, well, first, I really like the increased in-air accuracy of primaries besides hand cannons. Even if it's not taking them up to where hand cannons are, it's pretty silly that, I mean, most of the guns, there's almost no point in pulling the trigger once your feet leave the ground. So I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
And I like the increased accuracy on hand cannon for that first shot. That's one less ghost bullet, right? So I like that. As far as other things they got right, I'm glad they're working with the special ammo economy as far as PvP goes. I would like to see how it feels, and if it's not just going to force everybody into doing no land beyond sidearm and universal remote sidearm. Because I think that would be a real problem if it does. I don't think that that's Destiny at its best. But that remains to be seen. But I think I like what they've done with it.
We'll see some of that at first, but that'll go away, I'm sure.
Well, I'm also my other concern regarding that is if it's going to affect PvE play. I don't know if we've seen that yet, but I would hate to be in a hard mode raid and lose all my special and all my between I doubt it will.
That was confirmed. You're not gonna go into a raid, die, and then have no special. It's a Crucible only thing, but it spans all the Crucible modes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to really be different in each Crucible mode from one place to another. Especially like things like Supremacy, which has, as of late, well, I mean, since it's been introduced, been pretty shotgun dominated because you really got to get in there to get those crests. And it's going to be a little different when people are mostly duking it out with primaries.
Sure. I mean, I think there's going to be an adjustment period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to see how much less frustrating shotgun kills, are. I mean, anytime you get one shot by something, there's a certain degree of frustration. But I'm wondering if the adjustments they've made, getting rid of the precision damage, getting rid of the in-air accuracy, which is one of the easiest ways to get precision damage right now, I'm wondering if those things are really going to drastically affect their efficacy in PvP.
Right. I really don't think that shotguns took that hard a hit with everything they did to it. I don't mind what they did. I kind of like what they did.
Sure.
And coming with this with the special ammo thing where you lose it when you die, I think we'll see less of it that way, which is pretty sure that's what the goal was. You just see less of it.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, I never aim for the head when I'm using a shotgun.
Right.
I'll aim for your lips if that's all I can see.
Because the only thing they've done with shotguns is significantly decreased magnetism, so turning off aim assist when firing from the hip, decreased midair accuracy, so I assume that just means like a larger spread.
Yep.
Remove precision damage, which is kind of like a damage nerf overall.
Yep.
To compensate for that, they added a 20% buff to shotgun damage in PvE to make up for the loss of crit. So as far as like damage goes, we shouldn't be seeing much of a difference if you like to run around in PvE with a shotgun. Chaperone Universal Remote still do it though, and then ADS takes 25% longer when you've got the rangefinder perk on.
You know, I was thinking about that, and there's a shotgun I think they missed. They probably should have kept precision damage on.
What's that?
Lord of Wolves. Because that gun, I mean, to get its max range kills, or to get its kills where it's even competitive with guns like the Matador.
Maybe
you have to get
it could be that it's on there and they just didn't think about it. I think we'll just have to wait until patch notes come out.
It's not like everybody's going to be crying over it anyway. I don't see Lord of Wolves almost ever.
Yeah, it's not a big gun, actually.
Does have a ridiculous range, if you can do it.
It is, and it's a very fun gun to use. It may not be the most competitive gun, but it is a lot of fun.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. It's one of the prettiest guns in the game.
Oh, for sure. And the sound.
I believe Universal Remote still has precision damage, too.
Yep, that's in there.
And Chaperone. Yep.
Cool.
Other things about the pass. I'm interested in seeing the auto rifle. I mean, as far as like negatives, I am afraid of the auto rifle buff. I really am.
You are?
I am. I think. I'm just saying, by reducing the flinch on pulse rifles and adjusting some of the other things they did downward, might have been enough to help auto rifles out. I think auto rifles, if you make them a dominant archetype, which it doesn't take much. We've seen them before where they said small numbers make big differences just because of how many bullets they throw out. Auto rifle dominant Destiny is the worst kind of Destiny.
I didn't really get in that meta very much.
It's, in my opinion, it promotes a very I shot first, therefore I won type of gameplay, and also very much when you see an enemy, you plant your feet and you start shooting, and you just go for those headshots. And one of the things I love about hand cannon duels is, aside from the last word, you often get people ducking in and out of cover, doing a lot of juking, doing a lot of jumping, a lot of movement, and I think that's where Destiny shines versus other games, because it has such an interesting movement style to it. And I think if people just sit there, stand there, you know, shooting at somebody from different elevations, trying to get those headshots, I don't think that's where the game is fun.
I do like a lot what they did with the pulse rifles. I was never really a fan of like the Clever Dragon and Grasping Mallet. I mean, they work. When I use them, they work. You know, they really were up there. I like that they made it so that, you know, it'll take one less frame to get the kills. They lowered the magazine size and everything. I think they brought them down. I think it was a decent thing what they did to bring them down, and then to bring back the other ones like the Archetype, the Hawksaw, the Spray Change Archetype. To bring that up, I think that's pretty interesting. I want to see where that goes.
Yeah. Is there something in between Hawksaw and Spare Change? There's that like Nerwin's Mercy. Hopscotch Pilgrim one, right?
Exactly.
There is the Vanguard auto rifle. That I think that's the lowest rate of fire, right? But even so, right now, two creepers with the Corinthian shot is a kill, and bringing that up is just gonna make it even better.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've got a pretty good Lied Milla D. It's got full auto's kind of a throwaway on those slow shooting ones, but it's got hand laid stock and head seeker. I wish it had counterbalance instead of full auto, but even now I can do some pretty decent work with that thing. I'll be interested to see if that turns into a pretty good weapon, because someone put in the band chat earlier today, like, how hard is it to two-burst someone? And I remember back when the Messenger was a big gun, It wasn't hard.
So awesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard.
Yeah.
It was basically like 2-tapping with a hand cannon, just maybe a slight bit harder, but...
I'm going to disagree with you slightly, if you don't mind. I mean,
Go for
it's
it.
obviously personal preference for you with weapons, but I think full auto is one of the best perks on a pulse rifle out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it's because, especially with those slow fire rate ones, pacing your shots can be difficult. With the faster fire rate weapons, you just spam that trigger.
Right.
But with the slow fire rate, if you pull the trigger an extra time between, then you're actually slowing down your shots. So if you can just hold down the trigger and it's going to wind up getting it to its optimum fire rate, then you don't have to worry about timing your shots or how long you have to wait between trigger pulls.
It's true. It's true.
Well, I hope you're right, because then I'll have something pretty nice on my hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I held on to my Near Range Mercy. Curious to give that thing a go when this goes live.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
the
the
Denver one
Blind
from their
Fish.
last round. Yeah.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows what the literature says on the auto rifles is the what do you call them, the low rate of fire, so like the Suros and Shadow Price, those are getting increased base damage, so all the other ones are staying same, but however the multiplier on the crit hits is jumping from 1.25 to 1.3. So
that's on all archetypes.
that's across the board,
critical.
and then they have their in-air accuracy increase. So what that means is, I was looking at it, they were using the Genesis chain from the raid during the stream, and it did 35 to the head and 27 to the body, and I did the math as soon as I saw it, but that's
Sure.
5 body shots, or 5 headshots, 1 body shot will kill your average Guardian.
It
That's
definitely
pretty fast.
increased the time to kill on those. Definitely increased it.
Yeah,
That's pretty fast.
I don't know how that compares to when Suros was the meta.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know how long that takes. I don't know how long it takes that gun to spit 6 shots out. But if I did, I'd tell you exactly how long it took you to kill them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, because I know one of our clan members posted a really cool Imgur link with the ideal time to kill for every single weapon, and it seems like the god tier ones in each class were like 0.8 seconds. Like if you got the ideal Grasp of Malik, just like and got a guy in 3 bursts, it's 0.8 seconds. With hand cannons,
You can get the last word into like the .55 territory.
right, that one was kind of that outlier.
Yep, and Parthian
Yeah.
shot, if you get all 6 bullets on the head, comes in at like .62.
I don't know if there's anybody here that's a fan of the last word. I really don't think this killed the last word at all. If anything, it might have made it a little better.
Right, because you're not shooting last word past that fusion rifle distance
Exactly.
anyway.
I mean, the only difference now is you gotta, usually when I run the last word, I've got a sniper as a backup, you know what I mean, for those long range
It's
encounters.
pretty much the
Now
combo
I
to
might
run
not
it.
have that, so you have to play a little differently. But at the same time, I mean, if someone's in that mid range, you're not spamming your shots to try and kill them and whatnot. You might space them out a little bit, which is what's really going to make the difference there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you any of you guys going to use sidearms?
I think we're all going to have to try and
questions
play them a little bit.
Because I mean, then
Been showing everybody sidearms is going to be the new meta.
as far as like elimination goes, the way it works, they confirmed this because a lot of people freaked out. Everyone spawns in with their special at the beginning, and if you die, it goes away. So round 1 is going to play out like a quick little normal match, but as soon as round 2 starts and every subsequent round of elimination, you will have no ammo. So you'll have teams that are either trying to camp it out with their primaries for special, or it just like devolves into like a no special sort of primary match. So the thing I'm curious is if there's going to be a special box that spawns like right away, because it's 30 seconds in elimination normally.
Well,
I think
here's
it's
what
20.
I'll say about that is that sidearms still spawning with ammo means that you can be the aggressive team, and aggressive teams tend to do well at trials.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I could very much
believe it or
see
not,
a lot of people, myself included, experimenting with things like Trespasser and the Death Potato. And I'm sure we're going to see a metric ton of Wormwoods out there.
Yep. I mean, the vendor one is basically like the vendor palindrome. It's super good.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm going to play a lot of public elimination that week just leading up into trials and just see like what people are doing, because I imagine a lot of good players will be doing the same.
Yep, I definitely want to give it a go.
I'm a little disappointed with how the timing of this worked out, because I've been off work for the last 2 weeks, and then the new content drops Tuesday, and I go back to work Wednesday.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I'll have one night to play around.
It's definitely an adjustment. I mean, I myself in trials, I'm so used to trying to snipe that first round. I'm used to going that first, beginning of the round, going to whatever lane it is, and just trying to outdo the other guy.
Yep.
And I don't really do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
But,
I do think, at least at first, we're going to see a lot of No Land Beyond.
Yep.
At first.
No Land Beyond and Icebreaker.
And the thing I was thinking about is like, okay, a team runs in, they've got their special, like they can run No Land, whatever special they want, and play that first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they've got No Land Beyond the second round, like you could be aggressors with it. You can maybe have like maybe 1 or 2 guys running with it, but you definitely don't want to be camping and waiting for your special with No Land, because if a team just rushes in with you, even with primaries, and you're not ready for that, you could be toast.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got the sidearm.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if somehow switching to or from No Land at the right time is going to be something big in this new meta.
It's possible.
As far as elimination goes.
I mean, it's also,
at first, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of it.
Yeah.
Do you think Uni is going to be a problem?
Exactly, but I don't know. We have to see what the adjustment they made.
Oh, yeah, they did say more changes coming that they didn't talk about.
Yeah, so that's kind of ambiguous. If they nerfed it, it's already a decent shotgun, but not a top-tier shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
If they drop it a lot more, then... I mean, that's the thing. The difference between Universal and No Land is that No Land Beyond is a very good sniper rifle. It's just a little awkward. Once you learn how to use it, it's actually one of the best snipers in the game because of its aim assist and its lack of flinch.
Yep.
Even though its visual flinch isn't really is drastic, the actual flinch is much reduced from your average sniper rifle.
Yeah.
So once you're good, and once you get past that awkward phase of the fact that it's the only gun in the game that has sniper sway at all, and the fact that it has such a weird scope, it's a really powerful sniper rifle. Universal Remote is a mid-tier at best shotgun.
Yeah.
But
it used to be good.
Right now, it might be one of the best, just because it's keeping its precision damage. But we don't know what the difference is that they're making to it, so it could change everything.
All will be revealed Tuesday.
Yep.
We sure would have a lot to talk about if we were doing this a weekend later, but we're not.
Yeah, this gives us the opportunity to speculate.
Yeah. As far as other weapons go, scout rifles, they just fixed high caliber rounds. You don't have to use explosive rounds anymore to get flinch.
Yep.
Do you think that the changes of other weapons are putting scout rifles in a good enough place? I heard Triple Rex say the new meta is going to be Midas sidearm, as far as just a consistent loadout for a whole game.
The Midas sidearm is already a good loadout.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Luminosity said the same thing. He's a pretty smart player. I will say that I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the new meta, but like you said, it's consistent because you can start every round with it. The changes to pulse rifles and hand cannons might be enough to bring scouts back by virtue of the more flinch caused by scout rifles if you have high caliber rounds, less flinch across the board on pulse rifles, and if the damage drop off on hand cannons is significant enough, then that gets scout rifles back into their place in the meta. Because right now, anytime you want to use a scout rifle, a hand cannon can do the exact same job. You know?
Yeah.
So if the scout rifle ends up with that mid to longer range more locked down than it has right now, then they might find, even though they didn't do anything to make scout rifles better, it's not much better, they did enough to make other things worse that it might be worth running.
Yep. It'll sure be interesting to see. As far as specials go...
Chat, Wormwood is a great legendary sidearm.
Yep.
So, you know, the Future War Cult one.
Future War Cult, the vendor one's good. I think it's got Zen Moment, High Cal, and Hidden Hand.
Yep.
I'm also, the change I'm most excited about is that they've decided to just stop trying to balance Warlocks altogether and got rid of them. I think the game's going to be much better with just Hunters and Titans.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
What do you mean Hunters?
Yeah.
How are you going to run Hunter if you can't use Hungering Blade anymore?
Nobody needs Blade Hunters anymore because you're not going to special anymore, so you don't need Quick Draw.
That's true.
So all Hunters will be Night Stalkers, and only Titans besides.
I still think Night Stalkers are poopy.
Only to play against. That Wombo, man. That Wombo was vicious.
They got the biggest buff ever, though. Throwing knives finally do solar damage.
Game changer.
I don't understand how that wasn't a thing from the very beginning. Like, every class has their melee, their charged melee do elemental damage.
Yep.
Like, who's the guy that was like, let's take 2.5 years to fix this problem?
Yep. But honestly, it really only comes into play every few weeks when solar burns show up in the strikes or in Challenge of Elders for those who's to play Challenge of Elders. I kind of forgot it was even a thing.
Yeah.
We see too many gunslingers anymore, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot on them. I was able to get a 5.52 build with Bones of AO, so I think that's probably what I'll try and main from now on, because
in here.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yep. The grenades are great. Those throwing knives, they come in handy a lot more than you think.
Yeah, like, I was thinking about it. It's your new ranged melee. If you're a Stormcaller, just shotgun, throw the knife. I mean, I've gotten a few people that way the same way I would.
The aim assistance great on that too. I mean, a lot of times you want to be aiming for the head and you actually get that crit.
No, and that knife gets out a lot faster. I know if you were to look at the smoke leaving the hand of a Night Stalker versus the knife leaving the hand of a Gunslinger, you're much better off getting that shotgun knife than you are trying to use shotgun smoke.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the chat, and I'm pretty sure that Shotgun just disagreed with your love of something. That's an interesting point, Shotgun. I'm not sure you can actually disagree with someone's opinion in that way. But, cool.
I disagree with your opinion, and it is wrong.
It's Night Stalker, 100%.
Oh. Yeah, I just don't shade step.
Well, that's your problem. That's the entire
and I
point
can't
of being a Night
wombo.
Stalker.
I just miss.
Okay, there are 2 points of being a Night Stalker: wombos and shade steps. The
I guess
is kind of
I will never know.
It's there, but those are the reasons to Night Stalk, and if you can't do those, there's no point in it. That's like being a Stormcaller that can't melee.
Do we have any idea how much that melee's reduced? Because in the stream,
they brought it in line.
In the stream, he's like, "Hey, look, we melee him at this range," and he was close. He didn't show how far that guy was away to not melee him.
Yeah, I can say it's the current range is absolutely patently ridiculous, and it's very frustrating to play against.
Yeah.
I know I got killed by a Thunderstrike today while capping the point in Trials by the last guy, and he got me from the window looking in on the cap point, and I was at the far side of that hanging device where the cap point shows up on Firebase Delphi.
So like half the range that it actually has, it got you from.
And that's just absolutely ridiculous. Huge gulf of space between us, an empty floor, and he's just like, shotgun melee, and I died.
Damn. Yeah, that's a bummer. If you notice, sorry, this is like really off topic, but have you noticed one of those spawns is just so much quicker to heavy and cap point than the other?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if there was no heavy in there and like cap point wasn't a way to win the round, I mean, it's got to be there, but I think that map would be really balanced because, I mean, it's more or less symmetrical. There's a lot of interesting things you can do in it, but I think the nature of cap and heavy ruins it.
And there's also one silly little feature to that map that you don't think about too often, but maybe one game in 20 it actually matters, is that to get from outside to in, the most commonly taken way is that window at the horseshoe.
Yep.
And if you were a character that uses blink, it is not difficult to miss that jump. And if you miss that jump, then suddenly your team is in a 3v2. You know? And coming from the other side, you don't have to worry about making all your jumps to be in the game. You just go.
That's true.
But you actually have to make that jump, otherwise you were taking the long way around, or you're trying to jump up a second or third time.
Cool, well, stop blinking, they're nerfing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I stopped using Blink a while ago. It's just,
Unconfirmed, but in that stream, they had a guy blinking, and I guess the change that people are saying is going to happen, from what they saw, is there's a little debuff, like refreshment, and I think his HUD, like his ammo, his radar, everything just completely went away for like a second while he was coming out of blink. And that's brutal sometimes, because especially if you're like in a shotgun duel or something and you blink over somebody, you're going to be blind to whatever movement they make for a second, and they could easily just take one step away from where you thought they were going to be, and then you're toast.
It's easy to discount that sort of change without thinking about it, but ultimately the game is a game of information. It's the reason why elite players play on small monitors instead of big TVs, because they want as fast information as they can get, and they want to have as little eye movement and head movement as possible to gather that information. You deprive people of that information, it is absolutely a downgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, man, big changes. Jug shield. What do you think?
Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Get rid of it.
They did what they did.
Throw it away. Never want to see it in the game again.
There should not be a buff that allows you to tank a golden gunshot just because you're running. I'm sorry. I think it's stupid.
I really think the way they implemented it was wrong in the first place, because there's like an absolute damage cap, and it will survive anything to that cap in one burst and then be gone after that point, which is why fusion rifles work, because the bolts hit it at different times. So the first one will do enough damage to take the jug shield out, and then you'll hit him with the rest. But if you're shooting him with a golden gun, it's like, here's 600 damage coming right at you. Cool, it hit you, your jug shield's gone, then the rest comes in.
Which is just ridiculous.
Like, sidearms can take care of jug shields too.
Yep. Snipers have trouble though, because that first sniper shot's wasted.
Right, yeah. So I think what they said...
I mean, I like the change. I like the making it go away after the moving through the air a little bit, because most of them are Titan skaters. That's how they get the speed combined with the jug shield to not have to worry about how long the shield lasts, and also to really close gaps quickly.
Yeah.
So getting rid of the in-air, that basically means you can either Titan skate or you can jug. Take your pick.
Yep. And so many Titans need Titan skate. That truly is what makes the class, in my opinion. It's not really the jug, it's how quickly you can go from point A to point B.
Yep.
And without that, get ready to get shoulder charged again.
Yep. Well, I will say that between the jug and the shotgun adjustment, we're going to see an entire popular playstyle disappear.
Good riddance.
I'm hoping so. You know, because it's a very frustrating playstyle.
Anyway, so.
Yep. Well, it's, if you go from any game to any game, whether you're playing video games, card games, miniatures games, the most annoying thing to play against is non-interactive builds. and that is the equivalent of a first-person shooter non-interactive build, where you can't affect them because of their shield, and you can't do anything because they kill you instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're waiting to die a lot of times.
Yeah. So I think the one thing that I lose perspective on is how all these changes are affecting PvE players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's going to be any significant downfall based off of the performance of these weapons, or do you think it's a net buff for PvE? Because I think it is.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to affect PvE at all, really.
Yeah, looking at the way they targeted things, I mean, I don't think the fast-firing pulse rifles are not PvE weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just not. You don't see people using Clever Dragon and Grasping a Lock against, knights and things. It just doesn't happen. You don't see. Shotguns getting a 20% damage buff to make up for the loss of precision damage is a buff overall.
Mm-hmm.
So shotguns are going to be more powerful in PvE than they are in PvP.
Yep.
So, no, I think for the first time ever, I think they've made some really well-targeted PvP adjustments that aren't going to wreck the economy of things in PvE.
Yep. In the Blade Dance change to Hungering Blade, they're giving you a bigger chunk of health initially for a kill and not regenerating your shield. So if you run into a mob of like a bunch of Thrall or Acolytes and whatever activity and you just start hacking those small mobs away, it's going to work better than originally, but...
I don't know about that, because it doesn't actually increase your shield once you've got all your health back. So you're not going to get a full shield off it.
And again, who runs
still
Blade
not
Dancer
clear-
in any stripe or anything, you know?
Well, unless it's Arc Burn, yeah. But I'm not sure if that's a buff or a nerf, to be honest. I look at it and I'm like, okay, so they get the health instantly, which means that if they're taking shots, that's better than, the shots negating their health gain.
Yeah.
But they don't get their shield back, which means it's easier to take them down.
Right.
With follow-up shots from other people if they've got a little distance.
Immediately grants health instead of regenerating health. Shields no longer regenerate on kill.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf, man. I mean, in some circumstances it might be better, but in some it's going to be worse.
Yeah. True. I guess we'll just have to see how it plays. But if you're using a Blade Dancer in PvE, you're doing things wrong.
Yeah.
No. There's definitely a place for Blade Dancer in, especially things like Challenge of Elders.
Yeah. I was gonna say, only times I ran Blade Dancer was really for the invisibility,
Arc
and I
Burn
would
Week.
use it just res everybody when they were dead.
Yeah, I mean,
the Crota strats.
I'm not suggesting that they're the current raid meta. I think you need a Night Stalker, and you might want something else. But
Celestial
I do think that there are
Nighthawk.
times. Sure, that's not bad. But I do think that there's a place
Silver
for
Prince and
for
its own
Blade Dancer
Nighthawk
occasionally.
broken.
I saw a True Vanguard video where he said he was pretty upset about the rangefinder nerf because he's like, I've got a Proud Spire that I really like using on occasion, and it's got rangefinder, so they just nerfed my shotgun that wasn't even an issue. And
Yeah.
my response to that is like,
I didn't see it.
yeah, I
Go
feel for you, True Vanguard, but you're one of the few people that can really make a Proud Spire work in today's meta.
Yep.
So
Kimbo would disagree.
Kimbo would disagree, but who knows?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's because of the fact that aiming down sights is going to be a much more important thing for shotguns, so I thought that rangefinder was an unfair advantage without some kind of adjustment to it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe their testing made that a necessity. My thought on it is that a lot of times rangefinder isn't your best perk on a shotgun anyway these days. As long as you get your rifle barrel and your aggressive ballistics, you're a happy man.
Yeah.
Yep.
The way the Reddit post is put together, it makes it seem like the rangefinder adjustment will only be on shotguns.
Okay.
But I
that's
think as long as that's true, that'll be nice, because there's other weapons where that's nice, like machine guns and all those other things. Like those, I think, need to stay the same.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. If you had to grade it, Do you give it like a net positive or net negative?
I'm gonna cautiously give it a net positive.
I think that's where I'm at too. It really depends what kind of play style comes out of this special ammo change. I think everything was really good, and then this special ammo change was just risky.
Yes. I think I'm very tired of the current meta.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, that's why I want to give it a positive, because right now, how many games have you played where it's just shotgun warrior after shotgun warrior after shotgun warrior? You know, when they give you an alternative to that, yeah, definitely, that's a plus.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I'm just reading through chat. Shotgun made a really good point. They said they wouldn't touch shotguns, and they ended up blanket nerfing them, even the archetypes that aren't used. So there's further reason to not use any shotguns outside of Party Crasher and Matador. They did say earlier, like, we're going in with these surgical changes, but the only surgical change I saw were the class updates, and then the damage buff to low fire rate autos. As far as like an archetype goes, I mean, it's it's following your girlfriend, or wife. I don't know. But yeah,
girlfriend.
Everyone's looking. There she is. I just saw it on stream.
That's
Xbox Ones, everybody. Oh man, they're gonna see it in a second. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
The Xbox just knows what to zoom in on. That's the most fun I've had outside of Destiny. There it is. Awesome. Okay.
Wow.
Great.
Perfect. Clueless. All right.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I think overall, people might have their ideas made up on what the sandbox is gonna be like, but no one's really gonna know until things have changed. There's gonna be chaos the first couple days to weeks, but I think once it settles in, who knows? It certainly won't be the same, but I don't know if it'll be good or bad.
Yeah, that's as well what I'm thinking. We have to see how it plays out.
Yep. And I mean, as far as the Activision earnings call goes, we won't have to really deal with it too long, because Destiny 2 might be 9 months away.
Yep.
Yep.
That's true.
There was that leak that came out from Inside Leaker on Reddit with Forge of Hope and all these other Destiny 2 things, which Bungie immediately came out and said, nope. And I saw that, and I didn't want to be a buzzkill, but I didn't want crazy information being taken as fact because some knucklehead on Reddit posted some really good guesses.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of foreshadowing in the game, so it's easy to make educated guesses about where the game will probably go.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, and my response was, sounds good, because lo and behold, they threw in a bunch of things that people have been clamoring for, and some further story developments, and said this is the update. And I'm like, yep, sounds good.
Yeah. I'm looking for this slideshow so I could put a link in the chat, but you can actually see what Activision was saying in their earnings report, and the only thing that they said about Destiny was, let's see, I gotta do a Control F. Come on. Okay. Oh no, I went too far. It says, in quotes, full Destiny sequel in 2017 to broaden the franchise's global reach, which along with follow-on content plan sets the stage for growth. So sequel in 2017, probably going to be Q4 again. Mm-hmm. That's all we know. That's the only reputable information out there unless Jason Schreier from Kotaku says, because he's been right on every single leak.
Well, with that being in 2017, we are sure to be seeing a lot more very soon at E3 at the latest, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to go gold and basically have the game done at that point so that it like goes through testing, meets like quality.
Games go gold like 2 weeks before release nowadays.
Really?
Yeah.
I might be old-fashioned then.
I
But
mean,
E3 is July? June. Okay.
They'll have to have their advertising in order long before that.
Yeah, they'll
As
get
far
that
as the
hype
game
train
going gold and
rolling.
everything else, it's like a 2-week window now.
And with the new consoles coming out with PS4 Pro and maybe the Scorpio, that'll be a console seller too, potentially.
That's true. Yeah, I might leave you guys to go play on the Xbox Scorpio.
That thing does look
No,
sweet.
If PlayStation keeps exclusivity, then there's no chance I would leave it.
That's
If
right.
they don't have exclusivity, there's no chance I'd leave it. But if Microsoft winds up with exclusivity, then there's a chance I'll wind up playing both. We'll see.
Yep, we'll just have to see.
PlayStation for life.
Man, I love it. I'm gonna pull it out because, well, I didn't mean it like that. Mystical, I know you've got a scuff controller, but this is the greatest thing ever made to play games with. Like, if you want paddles, they're right there. I better get paid for this. If you don't, you just take them off. It's like, oh, I don't like this thumbstick, I'll just swap it out. They're all magnetized, they stay there. It's so good.
I know.
That looks-
the controller is good.
A lot like mine.
That's the Elite, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
And I mean, you can use an Elite controller on PS4 if you want.
The only issue is you need to have that Xbox One to map the paddles the way you want before you use it on a PS4.
But I like the feel of the PS4 controller.
Yeah.
I don't.
I can't
That was
have
one
the
of the biggest
thumbs
things.
right
Actually,
next
get
to
my
each
new one
other.
if you want.
I need
But
staggered.
see, I need the paddles on the back because I can't play the whole claw method because I don't have all my fingers.
Yep, that's true.
Right back.
Fun facts. But anyways, I think a lot of people are excited about this next part. I want to get... I just saw it on stream.
Just so you can see. Like I got their new edition one, and it's most of the same things. It's the same paddles. You can adjust these and whatnot. The thumbsticks, you could switch them out for longer, shorter, dome, concave. You know, it just I like the PS4 control stuff. It just feels good in my hands.
Nice.
See, I like the Xbox Elite controller. I was totally worth it for me to buy it, and then
The light was on.
when I wound up with thumbstick drift pretty recently, I went out and bought another one. And this time I got the warranty on it, though, 2-year warranty through Best Buy, because they do that thumbstick drift is a thing for them.
Yeah. But anyways, I was trying to get to the giveaways, and then we started talking about controllers. But what do you think? Should we pick the random winner from the giveaway too, or do we want to pull Baloney Cologne in? I think he's in the chat.
Bring in Baloney if he's here.
Yeah.
Baloney, are you available?
Yeah. Let's call him up.
Baloney been lurking.
Yep, because we have a Kvostov master in chat. Let's see if I can
Animal.
find him.
Full credit to him too. I tried to do it, and I couldn't get through a full match without wanting to change what.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
Yeah,
Mystical
we
and I
did
had
that
some fun
twice.
when there was 3 of us running it. He's here.
Baloney.
Oh, top hat, I want you to hold my hand so we can see it again. There you go, man. There's my hand.
Gee.
And you can see the burn on the back, all skin graft.
You gotta get a new job if that's gonna take away your hand.
Well, to be fair, it happened 14 years ago, and I'm still, working
true.
there, so.
Yeah.
What's up, Tim?
Controller. Top hat.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, hang on.
Cool.
I had to turn down my my TV volume. What's going on, guys?
What up?
What's up, man?
Do you want to just jump right into it? I think I sent you some questions, but you're totally down to answer or tell us anything about it.
What it looks like.
Yeah. So overall, the Kvastov is it does a lot of things, but it does all of them extremely poorly. The only real upside to it is I noticed in some engagements that it was beneficial to be able to switch between 900 and 450 RPM depending on the distance of the engagements, but overall it's just not enough range, not enough stability. It's trash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much just dealt with it for a day. I was coming off being very, very sick, and I was just playing Iron Banner all day, and I saw that there was like a competition for it, so I was like, I played with the Kvastov maybe a couple of times, probably my least played auto for sure, because I'm a big auto guy to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And even I couldn't get into it. Like, I mean, Monte Carlo, probably my favorite auto.
Nice.
I played Suros for a long time. But I don't know. I think it's really unfortunate that they added single and burst fire components to the weapon, and they're completely unusable in any mode. Like, it still does the same amount of damage. It would be one thing, say, in the 450 mode, if you could pull the trigger at, a 450 fire rate, which I'm not sure what the fastest firing sidearms can do. But if you were able to fire it at that rate in single shot, then sure, maybe it would be beneficial. But the amount of damage it does, the select fire is unusable.
Yeah, it just locked you into that one doctrine and passing mode, or else you couldn't get a kill with it.
Yep.
I mean, I was using 450 a bit for some of the longer maps because it gives you a little more range, but mostly I was just using it as a doctrine, really close up. I was kind of hiding behind cover and then jumping out with a fusion, using it almost like a grenade, just dumping a blast out there and then switching quick to the blast after cleaning it up. Like, that was pretty much the only way I was getting kills. I had a few games with a fair amount of kills. I think my most was for one game was maybe 9 or 10.
Okay.
But, I was using it all day to get, I think it was 188 kills.
Yeah, jeez. Did you get any hate mail?
No, I mean, what would it take to hate mail someone for using the Kvastov? If anything, I should be getting like sympathy mail, like,
You clearly need the game. You need some instruction.
Yeah, like, what are you doing with your life? Why are you doing this? That would be the mail I would expect, but no, surprisingly, no hate mail. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've gotten hate mail for a lot of other things, but using the Kvastov, no.
yeah. So you're saying the best way that you were able to make it work for you was basically using it for follow-up shots. You kind of planned your engagements around that and really kind of stuck to cover.
Yeah, essentially, or, waiting for teammates to do some damage and going in and cleaning it up.
Mm-hmm.
Or just, going loud and proud and getting horrible KDs. I probably killed my KD across all of my tunes quite a bit that day.
It's so sad.
Hello, can you see the chat?
It was fun. I really wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to, see, especially because I like autos, okay, maybe the stats don't belie what it's able to do, because for instance, the deal breaker, the stats on it look terrible, but it's one of my favorite guns in the game. The vendor roll from the Taken King
Nice.
is still one of my favorite auto rifles.
Shotgun Makuta wants to know your thoughts on the shadow price.
I haven't tried anything since this most recent patch, but honestly, the Shadow Price and Does Not Bow, I believe, is also in that archetype. They just haven't felt right. Same with Suros. I haven't been using it as much. That archetype just feels like it's in a strange place right now. I don't know if that's changed. I think I did hear something about a damage buff. Is that right?
Yeah, so they're buffing the base damage up on the high impact ones, and then across all autos, they're upping the crit multiplier from 1.25 to 1.5. So that would make a Shadow Price in Suros, 1.25 to 1.3. So it would make it 5 headshots, 1 body shot to kill.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good. Yeah, I definitely. I'm probably gonna use that a lot next time I play, and I think I might have a Shadow Price or two hanging out in my vault, and maybe even the Deal Breaker. I gotta break that back out because with high caliber rounds and crowd control, it racks. It's got a small mag, and it says that it shouldn't have much stability, but because of the lower fire rate, I feel like that it's not as much of a factor because your shots have a fair amount of time to reset. You know, maybe revisit the Genesis chain too. I'll have to.
Yeah, Top Hat wants to know what you think of that Genesis chain right now.
Top Hat also said he was thinking about sending you some hate mail for your Kabasov performance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I've earned it. Some games I was almost expecting it, but I mean, really, how can you hate on someone for using it? But Genesis chain, I actually do like in PvP. I think it's even felt a little better than Suros to me for whatever reason.
So I know it has Firefly, but what's the other perk?
I'm sorry?
It's got Firefly and then like Focused Firefly. What does it do again?
No, it's Focus Fire. It just slows it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Focus Fire and then Firefly on your crits while aim down sight. So it is coupled with Focus Fire. If you're not ADS and you get the crit for the kill, it will proc fire.
That's dumb.
On the Firefly, you can
right
model it. Yep.
Are we?
Yeah. But,
we're good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So after this update to use autos a bit more, I think it was my first or second exotic ever was Suros.
Jeez.
Year one, I was very envious of year one. I had a couple friends I played with who were definitely jealous, but I don't think it'll ever return to that level of greatness, nor should it really. But to be usable again, I think I'm excited about that.
Oh, Baloney, I should also tell you that Top Hat said hats off for your performance on the Vasa. You were very hard to catch. So.
I don't know if I was hard to catch as much as, no one else had the patience. I was just sick all day, and, I knew it wasn't going to go too well anyway, so I was just like, whatever, I might as well.
Nice. Cool. Well, so I think now the power is kind of yours, because what I think would be fun is you are able to pick the next weapon challenge for the podcast. So I don't know if you've got like a particular one that's jumping out at you, if you want a little bit of time to think about it.
I actually might have one in mind, because it's a gun that I really like using in PvP that I don't really see used too much these days, is OUTBREAK Prime.
OUTBREAK Prime. Ooh, man, there's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to get in that.
I'll get on that.
Get in that, yeah, because that's not a bad gun.
That's one that people will like to use, and I don't know, did that archetype get adjusted at all?
No, it's not, but I think the there's less incentive to use the ones quicker than it, so that one's kind of getting a buff by proximity.
Agree.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that one. I'm pretty good at getting double kills. Sometimes the nanites that spawn or whatever, those help get kills, but I just find it lands crits really reliably. It feels good. I even prefer it to I have a pretty good Hawksaw and a PDX that I really like, but I've been feeling the Prime, so
Sweet.
to all misfits out there, or other people of the Zen persuasion, get out there and get some Outbreak Prime kills.
Sweet.
So I love the
Hashtag
pick,
Prime.
but I'm going to say that is a very difficult gun to get. So if anybody wants help getting it, go to the clan, let us know. There are plenty of us who have 3 characters or 2 characters who can help you with the math portions. I would be down to help with that. I've done it a few times. So if you need, this is a good time to make sure you get that Outbreak Prime so you can participate in the challenge.
Yep. I think it's going to be fun. That's like a 2-part challenge. It's 1, getting the bloody thing, and then 2, getting out there with it. But it's something you can like go and get. There's not really too much of a time gate. You can get it done in 1 sitting if you really put your mind to it. That's not like the first curse. If you would have said first curse, it's like, well, sorry.
Yeah, that would
but
be
weeks.
5 podcasts from
Yeah.
now if someone had been
Right.
diligent.
That's a lot of sitting though. It's like 2.5 raids plus some PvP plus some PvE. You could do it in a day, but it'd be a long day.
If you're not messing around with challenge mode, I feel like if you get the right people, we can get you through.
Sure.
I'm down to run Wrath the Machine also too. It's been a while.
Yep, same here.
I finished one today and it took us like 10 minutes. So,
Nice.
Just
10
just
minutes.
finishing it, I guess. No, this access part too. I'm just saying.
Records here. Oh, okay.
No, the whole raid I wasn't there for. I helped them finish it off.
Cool. Well, Baloney, Tim, thanks for really like jumping in on this and kind of blowing a lot of my expectations for it out of the water. I'm really glad that you're able to really embrace this trashy auto and do something fun with it. And hopefully hopefully the competition's steep next time.
Eat that, you little trap sniffers.
Let's talk about you,
I was
Top Hat.
actually just coincidentally wearing that shirt today too. I just thought have to rub it in everyone's face.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I will get that Amazon gift card to you ASAP. You certainly earned it.
Thanks.
Nice. Congratulations,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks a lot for jumping in the challenge.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Sure thing.
Catch you later.
Good luck to the next guy.
Yep. See you later.
So long.
That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted that to be.
Sure. And I like Outbreak Prime because it's not a dominant weapon, but it's also not going to be as painful to try and get kills with his Kavas.
For sure.
It's a fun gun to use. It's a fun gun, so.
There's gonna be those moments where like you're playing maybe control and there's a bunch of guys sitting on and you just get like a massive nanite kill and you're just gonna be like, yeah, that's 4 of them. Oh. I think there's gonna be some
Outbreak Prime.
pretty ridiculous clips maybe. Who knows? I'd like to see it. Originally my idea was going to be like whoever gets the most toony hard light ricochet kill, but I like the idea of the challenge winner picking the next one.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree, yep.
Cool.
It was a good choice, too, so yeah.
Yeah,
Looking
Outbreak
forward to seeing
Prime.
what this goes.
Yeah, and like Fitzy said, if you don't have it, I know there's people who don't have it, like hit up some clan members, we'll get you it. That's what it's about.
Yep.
All right. So the next part is the giveaway 2, which was for $10 iTunes or Google Play card. I will have to go and get one of those later because I didn't want to get a iTunes one and someone wants Google, so whatever. What we had people do was either follow the Zen Misfits Twitch channel, send a PvP clip for the highlight reel I'm putting together for the clan, send a song submission, or comment on the YouTube channel. So any one person could have gotten 4 entries. And what I did was I put all those entries, I took them today when I was in my lab at 1 o'clock. Basically, if you had an entry, your name is on a list. I have that list pulled up, and there are 39 possible entries. Some people have 4 of those. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run just a random number generator, and it's going to pick a number, and that person's going to win.
RNG, so it's just like Destiny.
Yep. So, without further ado, gotta pull up that list of all the entries. Alright, the winner of Podcast 2 for Giveaway 2 is the number. Come on, generate a number. Oh, it's 21, and that person is... I'm on the wrong tab. I need a second monitor. This is so anticlimactic. 21 is
drum roll.
Guitarista.
All right.
So we can redraw that if I don't hear back in like a week. I don't know immediately who that is.
Me either.
I'll put it in the chat.
The weapon of the week for the most kills is going to be the Outbreak Prime.
Yep. And they won with a, I can remember because I wrote that in, Zen Misfits Twitch channel follow.
Nice.
So I guess the easiest way for me to get a hold of them is to message them through Twitch, because that's really the only way I have to contact them. So I'll get a hold of them. If something goes wrong, I'll post about it, and we'll redrop, but hopefully it should work. As far as that goes, that's pretty much all I've got on the rundown.
Well, I mean, that was an hour and 40 minutes. I mean,
Yep.
unless anybody has, you don't have any questions from the chat, right? So.
Does anyone want to know how he rigged that giveaway?
Anybody want to know what he had to do?
Exactly. Cool. Well, I skipped dinner, so I think unless we get any... I hate Inferno Koala because he didn't win. But hey, everyone has the ability this next couple weeks to go out there and get Outbreak Prime kills, and I think that's going to be fun. Even though the 3 of us are ineligible, I still want to go and play with that now.
Yep.
I feel like
Same
in
here.
that new meta, that might just be fun.
Yep, definitely.
Outbreak Prime sidearm might not be a bad way to go.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna
Just made the new meta.
spend some time with it. I'll push the competition.
Yeah.
I don't like you said, we can't win, but I'd be happy to partake. You know?
You can't win, but maybe you can make it so someone else.
We're going to set the example.
If you have the most, you don't get the prize, but neither does anyone else.
Oh,
Just kidding.
that's just rude.
That's right.
Rigged.
Oh man, Swaggity Schwooty saying we got to get a team together with 6
Got
Outbreak
something.
Primes. That'd be really nuts.
Love it. But, no.
Cool. Well, man, I think I'm gonna spam the link to the Zen Misfits Twitch page. Let's see. If you guys want to do some sign-offs and stuff.
Sure. I'm Fitsu. As you can see in the chat, my real name's Jeff Lade. proud Zen Misfit. You can find me on the Zen Misfit band or on Twitch under Fitzu13. Always happy to run trials, raids, whatever. I like everything. Love the game. So hook me up.
Right, here I'm next. My name is Ivan. You can see down here, Mystical Bum. You can usually find me in here, streaming whatever I'm playing, or on Twitter, at Mystical Bum, altogether, just like it is on here. Same thing, you know, if anybody's looking to play, anybody's looking for help with anything, don't be afraid to, reach out. You can always find me on the band too, or just message me on PSN.
Yep. I'm Crippled Inferno or Tommy, whatever. Just talk to me on PlayStation. I've got a Twitter. Don't mess with it. It's not, I don't tweet about game stuff. It's mostly like basketball and things. Oh, I forgot before. Oh, this is the worst timing. I'm gonna post a link and it's gonna be in the show notes. There is a 3v3 skirmish tournament going on by a guy I mentioned in band called G-Wire. He's super cool.
G-Wire.
Mystical, Kimbo, and I all are going to participate on a team called Daddy Rights. That's
Nice.
That's from earlier in the show. I'll spam the link to the tournament really quick. It's free to enter. You just fill out a form. You need 3 people, and you could put up to 2 alts. I'm sure if you can't find, like, it's trying to gear towards like casual players. It's not really meant to be huge. They're putting up a big prize that they're fundraising for, but I mean, that's not who they're like advertising it to. So if it gets there, that's just kind of something that happened. But I want, if possible, everybody to go and give this guy a follow. And whenever he's on, just ask about the tournament. I think he would really appreciate it. He's a super cool dude. I've been talking to him a little bit the last week, and he's really excited about it. He's doing it on his own free time. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we can stream it too. And it's going to be seeded based off of your ELO, so you won't get like smashed in the first round or anything.
Alright.
Cool. Well,
Sweet.
I think that's it. The next podcast, I don't know when it'll be, but it'll probably be on my channel, and hopefully there are a lot of Outbreak Prime kills by then. And maybe we'll show the world premiere of the PvP highlight reel in there.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a thing. No promises, but I think that might be good. Top hat. What about Granddaddy Rights?
Nice.
Cool.
Not all of us are quite that old yet.
That's true.
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to go have dinner. I skipped it.
Alright,
All right, man.
You gents,
thanks for watching, and
have
thanks
an
for
awesome
hosting
night.
Mystical Bum.
See you guys
See
around.
y'all soon.
Yep. Peace out.
Later.
Bye, chat.